They call him the doer, and who better than Nitin Gadkari to talk about India's infrastructure space and everything else that comes with it. On Modi's A team, it's a pleasure to interview India's infrastructure minister because he heads roads, surface transport, highways, shipping, ports and a lot more. Thank you very much for speaking to us, sir. 3 years, and I think you have to be one of the best performers of this cabinet. So many congratulations that come your way. But let me ask you a big picture question before I come to your sector in particular. You were supposed to bring in the Achhe Din, and by you I mean the government was supposed to bring in the Achhe Din. Achhe Din are there?
I always feel that Achhe Din is not a full stop anywhere. Because the expectation of the people, either in family life, in social life and political life, and even in the as a ruling party, as a government, whatever you are doing for the people, people have more expectations. Again, every day the expectation is increased. But what my feeling is, honest feeling is, whatever the contribution for this country from UPA government from last 10 years, you compare that work with the leadership of Narendra Modi ji and 3 years of NDA, I am 100% confident that 2 times better. We have already given results for development in different fields of the country, and this is the proven case where our government is giving lot of good days for the people of India by and large.
Let me ask you a specific question about your ministry. Your government has built on an average 23 kilometers of road every day. I think it's good to target higher. Your target was to build 40, which is, and even 23 is a lot higher than the previous government. Do you think you were too ambitious in your target, in hindsight? Did you anticipate the hurdles?
I will tell you first thing. When you give any examination, what the teacher is giving a target to a student, that he should pass in merit.
That's right.
He should have a first merit. When he start working for first merit, he passed in first class.
That's right.
So my target, but I am telling you about my credibility. I am from last my 40 years of politics. No one journalist can ask me about my any declaration when I was minister in Maharashtra, either in Delhi. I never give false promises. I am giving you a promise that whatever I am going to declare, it's my responsibility, I am going to complete it. And my track record is now the first year in the history of the country. In London, just I was there. Then some of the expert was telling me, in a year, a country giving award of 16,800 kilometer is a world record.
World record, yes.
You should register in Guinness Book of World Record. So the first time in the country we have given the award of work of road construction of 16,800 kilometer. At the time when I taken charge as minister, it was come to 2 kilometer per day. Now it is 23 kilometer per day, and I'm promising next March we will complete 40 kilometer per day.
You have said that you plan to make 11 expressways and increase the length of national highways from 96,000 to 2 lakh kilometers. You are hopeful you will achieve that before general elections 2019?
I am telling you about the express highway. We are planning for 13 express highway. The first express highway in the country is constructed by me. At the time when I was minister in Maharashtra, that is Bombay-Pune Express.
That's right, yes.
Now you just see, we start Easterly Bypass Access Control Express Highway, and this is in the record. We are spending 12 lakh cement bags every day. It's a huge project, and we are going to inaugurate this project by Prime Minister at 15th August. Second express highway is Delhi Meerut. You just see, 14 lane road. Already work is going on day and night. Yes. And from Dasna to Meerut, it is 6 lane. And from the Swaminarayan Mandir to Dasna, it is 14 lane. We are going to complete this express highway before December end. Third, Dwarka. Within 3 months, we are going to start Dwarka Express Highway. Fourth, Vadodara, Mumbai. The cost is 44,000 kilometers. We will start the work of this express highway within 3 months. Then Vijayawada bypass, Amravati bypass. Ye Axis Control Express Highway. Already work have started, and we will complete it as early as possible. There are some problems, but we will complete it as early as possible. Then we are planning for Hyderabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Chennai, Bangalore. So we are working, even we are planning for Delhi, Jaipur. Alignment is fixed. Delhi, Katra. So Delhi, Jaipur will be within 2 hours. And Delhi Katra presently it takes 14 to 16 hours. We will complete it within 6 to 7 hours.
And I hope you will do that, because I think a lot of us would like to take those road journeys and make beautiful memories. But sir, I think a lot of what you're trying to do depends on funding. How will funding work for all these projects? Because 40% of that comes under the HAM model that has to be borne by the government up front. I know you were in Singapore and you spoke about funding there, but I'm just trying to understand, do you have any other kind of routes in mind, any other options in mind right now? Because funding is a big area of concern for this sector.
Actually, frankly speaking, I don't have funding as a big concern.
Okay.
My budget is 65,000 crore. Next 2 years, my budget will be more than 2 lakh, because the next year again it is increased, next year again increase. Then my total income is 10,000 crore. So by monetize this, I can get 1,50,000, 40,000 crore. There are 105 projects with government money. Already the projects are completed. If I am going to monetize that project, I will get 1 lakh crores. Then government has given us a permission for raising bonds for 60,000 crores. Just we are raising 5,000 crore. We have taken loan from 8,000 crore from the LIC. So we don't have any problem with it.
If I may ask you, sir, what has happened in the Supreme Court, the liquor ban, for instance, along the highways? A lot of states have resorted to denotifying some of those highways, whether it's state highways and national. How does this really impact you and the work that you're doing?
Whatever the impact may be, when a decision from the court, it is binding on everybody they have to obey. I am not allow anybody, I am not giving permission, I am not going to denotify any road. The decision impact is very huge. Lot of people are losing their employment, and lot of hotels, they are becoming economically non-viable, and it's a big impact.
You've spoken about a common transport body for rail, road and aviation sector, a body that will integrate policies for all sectors. I know it is very high on your radar. Where is it on the government's radar?
We have formulated a integrated policy for logistic, and the first time we receive agreements where the investment is more than 2 lakhs crore. And after GST, logistic is very important. And the most important thing is the logistic cost in India is very high.
That's right.
It is 18%. In China, it is 8 to 10%. European countries, it is 10 to 12%. So we have to reduce logistic cost by 4%. If we succeed to reduce logistic by 4%, we will increase our export by 0.5%.
How hopeful, I mean, where do you see that figure go down? How hopeful are you of reining in logistics cost with the GST being introduced?
I am telling you.
Yes.
If going by road, for example, the cost is 1 rupees 50 paisa, going by railway is 1 rupees, and going by water is only 15 to 20 paisa.
That's right.
So now we are starting inland waterways, 20,000 kilometers of river length, we are going to make it as Jalamarga. And after that, we are developing the barge, specially designed, where the 1500 ton of barge capacity, that barge now by special designs with the same engine can take 5,000 ton of material.
Okay.
So we have already agreement with the German company, and we are now decided to use LNG as a fuel.
In your earlier answer on funding, you said that you have the option of monetizing tolls. When are we going to see that happen? Is this work in progress?
It is already, the process is started. We are going for the tender. But presently we don't have any financial crunch.
So you don't want to do it right away?
We will do, otherwise we will receive the money and we will deposit it to the bank.
So the state transport corporations incur very heavy losses, and I know that is something that's on your radar. It's you've taken some amount of interest there, the management, the high maintenance costs and all of that. You plan to rank state transport corporations. Where are we on that? And is there some kind of resistance coming in from states? Because they ferry a lot of people, these state
we
transport
have
corporations.
2 lakh buses in the state transport corporations, and the majority state corporations are not in good position. Financially, they have huge losses. So now my idea is, we want to develop the bus station as bus port, like airport. And we are planning for a scheme where we can launch electric buses, buses on ethanol, biodiesel and bio-CNG. And there can be great investment in this field. But I will tell you just the economics about it.
Yeah.
The Mumbai Best running diesel buses, their cost is 110 rupees per kilometer with diesel bus. With the same, this Indian bus which Tata, Leyland are giving them. In Nagpur, we have 55 buses on bioethanol.
What is the cost there?
78 rupees per kilometer. And now we are planning for electric bus. The cost will be 65 rupees per kilometer.
Okay.
Just like solar energy, when it started, the cost was 16 rupees 50 paisa per unit. Now it is coming 2 rupees 63 paisa. So now when we start, the cost of the bus was 2.5 crore. Now it comes to 1 crore. And if we start now, today I have just decided and instructed to my secretary to request aviation minister that you should allow only after this for the future only electric buses on airports.
Okay.
They can use airport. It's possible. And now by increasing the manufacturing of the electric buses, we can reduce this cost up to 40 lakhs, 45 lakhs. And now, just to understand the comparison, 75 rupees of petrol, 60 rupees of diesel per liter,
That's right.
it equal to 8 rupees of electricity. And electricity is indigenous,
And that's, yeah,
cost
that's
effective,
exponential.
import substitute, pollution free and indigenous. So now the public transport on electric and bus transport, state transport, city bus transport on the electricity is the future.
You know, you've talked about electric vehicles, and I think that's a big buzzword, not just in your government, but even outside. There's a lot of interest there. By when will the policy be ready? And what is the contour of that policy? Has the government decided on the subsidy? Because that is going to be a big component for it to be a success.
Actually, GST,
Huh.
now they decided they are giving some relief to the electric cars, but ultimately giving concessions, tax concession, it is with the finance ministry. And also, my department has already planned a policy, car scrapping, commercial vehicle
Yes,
scrapping
yes,
policy,
yes.
where 65% of the pollution in the country is because of the commercial vehicle where life is more than 15 years. So we are planning for the scrapping policy also. We have give presentation to the finance minister. Now we are with the approval of the cabinet secretary committee. We will take it to the PMO, and after their approval, we will go for the cabinet.
If I can ask you a candid question, and you're somebody who also understands the business part of policy making, do you believe electric vehicles can be a success at all without subsidies being given, without concessions being given? I mean, you know, once economy of scales and once volumes pick up, yes, subsidies will go. But without that, can it be a success at all?
I personally feel that at the starting point, for some year, we need to give subsidy for electric vehicles. When the manufacturing increase, automatically the cost will reduce, and then there will be no need for giving subsidy, just like solar energy. At the time when first solar energy contract was signed, the rate was 16 rupees 50 paisa per unit. But because of competition and giving permission on large scale, today the rate comes to 2 rupees 63 paisa. So for some time it is, but ultimately this decision is related to the finance minister. We can only recommend to him, and ultimately the GST council, the finance minister state, they have to take the decision.
So can I ask you a question on hybrid vehicles? In the GST rates that have been decided, hybrid vehicles cost have gone up to, at least the big cars have gone up to almost 43%. There is a conspiracy theory in New Delhi and otherwise that this cost has been allowed to escalate because the government is trying to pave the way for electric vehicles. Is that a fair argument?
No, it's not correct. Our government never plays such type of tactics. We are straightforward and transparent people, and we don't want to use this type of any type of tactics for that. But my suggestion is, from my side, when I get opportunity, I will recommend to finance minister, even reduce the tax rate on hybrid car, because we are importing crude oil. So anything on the alternative energy, ethanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG,
Should be incentivized.
or electric, it is import substitute, cost effective and pollution free.
I'm going to take your attention to something that you've been very impressed by, and I think Elon Musk has announced his proposed entry into India and then has some doubts. You were at his factory in July last year, if I'm not mistaken. Where do things stand? They had envisaged their interest in India, which was also said very publicly, but now his tweet seems to say that he's uncomfortable with Indian laws. Where do things stand at that front?
First of all, for Hyperloop, when their people meet me, I say, okay, you come, you select the site, I am ready to cooperate you. I suggest them Mumbai-Pune Express Highway.
That's right, yes.
Regarding car manufacturing, I visited there in San Francisco, in Tesla, I seen all these things. Then after I offer them, you come to India in any port where the land is available, I offer you free of cost land to you, come and do manufacture here. Regarding mandatory of 30% parts about from taking India, I am not aware about it. Never we give this condition to him. Today newspaper I just learned somewhere that he has giving the statement that Indian government make him mandatory to purchase 30% parts from India. That is not a true case.
Yeah,
it is depending upon the economics. If he get the parts available with the low cost in India, he can purchase it. My dream is to make India automobile hub, and we will be the lowest as far as the automobile spare parts are concerned. That's why by scrapping policy, the copper, the aluminium, the plastic, the steel, recycling will be there, auto parts will be cheap, and that's the reason that our dream is to make India an automobile hub. Presently, we have turnover of 4,50,000 crore in automobile, and my expectation by scrapping policy, we can go up to 20 lakh crore and giving maximum employment to the youth of this country.
That's right, and job generation is a big key there. I have a quick question on ports before I ask you to wear your politician's hat and ask some political questions. You have announced the very highly ambitious Sagarmala scheme, construction of 6 new ports, upgrades of 12 state ports. What is the progress on that? Because you're not just the roads, surface transport and minister, you integrated into a big...
Very humbly, one thing I want to clear it. My schemes may be ambitious.
It's good to be ambitious. I'm somebody who believes I think it's good to be ambitious. When you aim higher, will you achieve higher?
I have a credibility.
That's right. I completely agree.
No one can ask me about my declaration. In Sagarmala, the total project cost is 16 lakh crore. It is not from me.
Exactly.
It is from the McKinsey and BCG like company prepared the project report for that. Out of which 4 lakh crores for modernization, mechanization of port and port rail connectivity and port road connectivity. Out of which already we have signed contracts, award works of 1,36,000 crore. I can give the list.
Yes.
And as far as this 12 lakh of crores of invested in port-led development, where we are making 14 industrial clusters, petroleum clusters, furniture cluster, chemical cluster, electronic clusters, leather clusters, and special economic zone in JNPT.
That's right.
So, and 3 smart cities, by which we are expecting the investment of 12 lakh crores. And here also, lot of works have started. I don't have exact data for that, but probably more than 1 lakh crores we have signing the things. But this data is not perfectly with me. Within 2-3 days I will collect it and I will give it to you.
I think as an infrastructure minister, it's always very good to be ambitious, and you have a track record of meeting your ambitions. I'm going to quickly take some political questions with you because you're also one of the tallest leaders of your party. I think the Supreme Court is deliberating on this, but there is a popular debate, there is a public discourse on this triple talaq, for instance. What is your view on this? Because the jury out there is very divided. It's it's independence, it's liberty, it's respect for women versus religious autonomy. Should religious practices be asked to reform on their own? That's an argument.
I personally, I feel that any religion, what is Hindu, Buddha, Jain, Muslim, anywhere, if anything against humanity, is anything against giving injustice to the stakeholders, and particularly the women who are facing, this is very unhuman. Just you call 3 times talaq, talaq, talaq and leave it. This is not good. I feel that it is not good for Muslim women. And this is the time for the world to think about these outdated laws. They have to think progressive. And as far as court and what my feeling is, that we are expecting justice to the Muslim women from the court.
Indeed, Rajinikanth is a good friend of yours, and whenever you're in Chennai, you often call on him. Are you wooing him to join the BJP? Is he going to enter politics?
Neither I am a president of the party, nor the president.
You are one of the tallest leaders. You can be modest, but you are very important.
I am only concentrating on my work. Rajinikanth is a very good human being. No doubt he is a great actor. But more than that, he is a great human being. He is my good friend. And if you want, I will 100%. If you want to join politics, he is welcome in BJP. As a BJP leader, I always feel that person like him, it is a great asset for the party. But ultimately, he has to take the decision whether he want to form his own party or he want to join with some party, or whether he joining with politics or not. It is up to him to decide.
Is there an appropriate position within the BJP to accommodate him?
Presently, there is no proposal from Rajinikanth. So
if there were to be one?
I don't know. I don't want to discuss anything ifs and buts. If there is proposal, then we can think about it.
Your opposition, and I know you've been in the opposition and you've faced the ire, so I'm just trying to ask you, whether it's Karti Chidambaram or Lalu Yadav and others like him, they say they are being, they are being hurled by, or they are being chased by agencies at the behest of political vendetta. How are you going to defend?
Not at all.
Why do you say no?
Because law has taken its own position. Actually, if there is nothing, the court will give them the justice. And our government, our leaders, never be vindictive about anybody. And I am the person. When I was president of the party, and the next day I want to file my paper, at that day it was politically motivated and making raids by income tax from some company. I am not at all related with them. And after that, the same UPA government, in right of information, giving the letter that Nitin Gadkari has no relation with any company. But at the same time, at that time, with vindictive agenda, the decision was taken. And even against Narendra Modi ji, against Amit Shah, against our lot of workers, at that time, the Congress in UPA government, they are very vindictive about that. But we are not vindictive. If law is there, if you feel that it is some vindictive there, you can go to the court. Court will take the decision.
I know you also have to face sometimes tough questions that have nothing to do with you and have nothing to do with your doing. As I close this, over the last few weeks and months, we've seen a lot of these cow vigilantes come up and in the name of BJP attack people.
Not name of, you are 100% wrong.
No, that's what I'm saying. And they're not your workers perhaps.
Even sometime in the media.
So while I'm a big supporter of Goraksh.
Saffron people there and you just pasting them that they are the BJP's spokesperson. It's very unfortunate. We don't have any relation with them. We are criticizing this type of activity. This is not good. We are not in favor of that. Our Prime Minister openly giving statement about it. Then why are you blaming for BJP? And I am asking you the question. At the time of UPA, at the time of the Samajwadi Party is going to UP, every time these incidents are going on.
No,
but
I'm
why
not,
only
absolutely.
in BJP regime you are pending?
No, I'm
BJP
not.
product?
What I'm saying is that I think, we respect the cow. I believe you're right that the cow needs to be protected. You're right about being a Gorakshak, but where does this stop? I mean, who's responsible for this? How do you clamp down? Because this brings you a bad name when you're actually not responsible.
First of all, we are criticizing this.
Yes.
We are not with them. We are not supporting them. And you are showing the faces of the person on the TV. Like BJP supporters, they are not at all related with us. I never understand why you pasting all these people and their comments on the BJP. I can understand. If there is any comment from Amit Shah ji,
no.
If there is any comment from Rajnath Singh ji, if there is any comment from Sushma ji, Arun Jaitley ji, if there is any comment from Narendra Modi ji, if there is any comment from Advani ji, is there any comment from me?
No.
We are the responsible, we are the member of the parliamentary board, I am ex-chairman, Rajnath ji is ex-president of the party, Amit Shah is the president. So how you blame us? And you are pasting the...
Do you believe you pay a price for the wrongs of other people who just take on your name?
No, I am telling you the truth of it. Some of the leftist people, those who are not ready to accept the BJP rule and Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister, their agenda is sometimes they return medals, sometimes they do something. And this microscopic minority, they want to create that this BJP, Narendra Modi is anti-minority, and they want to create fear in the mind of the minority, and by which they want to play the vote bank politics. That is the reason.
But I think India is steadily and very fast rejecting vote bank politics.
I am telling you very
Look at what happened in UP. They rejected vote bank politics.
Very frankly and fairly.
Yeah.
The leadership of Narendra Modi ji and the BJP, we don't want to play any politics on the basis of caste, creed, sex and religion. Justice with all and appeasement of none. Or the basic thing is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Can you tell me a single policy decision of our government which discriminating the people on the basis of caste, creed, sex and religion?
I have a last question to ask of you, and this goes back to your state. How was the relationship between the Sena and the BJP?
It's good.
Is it?
I have always got good relation with Uddhav Thackeray, Raj Thackeray and Balasaheb Thackeray.
You are friends with politicians across the spectrum, so you have a good relationship. But is there an uneasy truce? Because BJP from being a junior partner is now an equal.
Without politics, I want to clear one thing. Alliance of BJP and Shiva Sena is on the basis of Hindutva.
Yes.
We have because of ideology, we are coming to nearer and making alliance. And now it is in the interest of Maharashtra. It is interest of the BJP and it is interest of the Shiv Sena to continue the alliance.
Do you believe sometimes when a junior partner becomes an equal, that's where the ego tussle happens, and that's
100%,
exactly
100%. Suppose in your channel, you promote as a chief editor, and the experienced person more than you, he will be coming your subordinate. What will happen there? Shiv Sena is not ready to accept BJP as a number one party, equal party, because previously their number was big, but the ground reality is now BJP is number one. Either you like it, may not like it, you have to accept it. Suppose one channel is number one, is number one as far as the record is concerned. You have to accept it. You may like it, may not like it, but that is the truth.
So what are the next frontiers left for the BJP to conquer? You're now in the northeast with Manipur and Assam. You have made some inroads as far as, and you're trying very hard for West Bengal. Which are the next frontiers left to conquer?
Our president, our prime minister has a vision for the country. And development of politics is the politics of 21st century. We want to play the politics not on the basis of caste, creed, sex and religion. Sabka saath, sabka vikas. We are commitment for the development, and eradication of poverty is our mission.
Indeed, and I think a lot of faith and trust rests in politicians and policymakers like yourselves. Thank you very much for speaking to us, sir.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/ETNow.